right, we'll continue our media availability here at Dover International Speedway. We're now joined by AJ Allmendinger, driver of the number 47 Hungry Jack Acme, is that how you want? Acme Chevrolet. Current one win in 2014, currently 10th in points and in a position to move to the next round of the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Just talk about what, it's on. Yeah, it's on. Just talk a little bit about what this season so far has meant to you and the position that you're in right now in the chase.
I don't think this is on. That one's on. Let's go to this one. This one's on.
There you go.
All right. What was your question? What are we doing this weekend?
Are
we going? We're trying to make it to the next round.
You're in a good position to move on to the next round, being
All
10th
right.
in points.
Yeah. Down. Check. We're too loud now. Okay. All right. Man, this is too much. It's too early this morning. Anyway, 10th in points. Yeah, that's where we're at. No, I mean, for us and for me, it's a no different outlook. I look at nobody really expected us to be here anyways and have a shot at making it to the next round. So I'm just going to go out there and give everything I have. You know, for us, we know we just got to run better. You know, last week was a decent run, but more than anything, we just got to go out there this weekend and just try to make sure we maximize every lap that we're on the racetrack and get our car good for Sunday. So, you know, whatever happens in the race happens. I'm not going to worry about who's around me and points or anything like that. So I just want to go out there and give everything I have, and at the end of the day, if it's enough to make it to the next round, then great. If not, that's all we can do.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for AJ. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start in the front with Lee.
LeeSpencerMotorsport.com. Traditionally, this has been one of your best tracks. I think you've led more laps here than anywhere else. How did you feel about the kind of handle your team had on this place back in June, and you know, what's your anticipation of Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, in the past it was a pretty good racetrack for me. In the last couple of years, we haven't, you know, when I've been here, I haven't been too good. But I felt like the first race we had a decent car. We were running, I think, 13th or 14th, and we pitted under green, and the caution came out, and we got kind of caught 2 laps down the rest of the race, and from there we could never get our laps back. But I thought the car was okay, but at the same point, a lot's changed since then. So, you know, I feel like over the last few weeks we've at least learned a lot when it comes to what our race car needs, what I need to be faster around these racetracks. So we'll just see how the weekend plays out. I think the toughest thing is when the track goes from Saturday to Sunday. It changes a lot. So we'll just try to keep that in mind. And, you know, I feel like if we get the car right, you know, we'll have a good shot at it.
Okay, we'll take additional questions for AJ. Any
going
questions?
once, going twice.
Steve.
Looking at Steve Richards, the PRN, looking ahead to Kansas, can you talk about that racetrack, the challenges of running there, and how it's been for you in the last couple of years?
Yeah, Kansas, you know, I think it's a lot like the mile and a half right now in general, and really the repaves. You know, you get there, and on Friday and Saturday the track's got a ton of speed in it, and it's really fast. You're not out of the throttle a lot, so it makes it tough because you set your car up for those conditions, and then Sunday, whether it's cooler out or whatever, just the track's sitting there and the nationwide rubber, the truck rubber, whatever's racing before us, then on Saturday, it just seems like when we drop the green on Sunday, the track really gets slickened up, and the repaves especially been bad for that. So I think it makes it tough because Friday and Saturday, I mean, it's just all about speed, and you're not out of the throttle a lot. And Sunday, no matter what the conditions are, especially if it's sunny out and the track sat there all morning in the sun, you drop the green, it's just way different. It happened at Chicago as well, even though it was still as cool as it had been all weekend, and it's just the way the repaves are in general. It makes it tough to set up for, but it's a fun racetrack.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Woody, then come up to Dustin.
We've already talked, Woody. Come on, man.
Woody Kane with MRN. If you were a treat, no, I'm only kidding. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the new rules package.
You know, I haven't really looked that deep into them. I've been kind of focused on this weekend and really what our next 8 races are ahead of us. But just looking at it a little bit, you know, I think taking away downforce is good. I'm not sure if I'm happy about taking away horsepower. I think that remains to be seen if it'll make the racing better. But I think anything that we can do just to soften the tires up a little bit and take downforce away so the cars move around a little bit more and you're out of the throttle more. I think the thing I wonder about with the horsepower down is, will it make us be out of the throttle anymore, or will it be like a nationwide car to where you're almost wide open around the place? So I think that's my one question. But the track bar stuff's pretty cool. If we get it right to where you can adjust it in the car, I think that'll help racing a lot. So stuff like that. I think there's some good things, and the best thing is that NASCAR knows that we're trying to make the racing better, and they've listened to us too a little bit, and we'll see. It'll really be interesting to see how much we get to test, actually, since there is no testing now. So, but we'll worry about that next year.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Dustin, then go back to Lee with a follow-up.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. You've talked how you've changed your approach over the last couple of years and just kind of taken a different viewpoint of things. You talk about being relaxed, not being as worried about what other people are saying at this point. How different is that to how you might have approached this type of a weekend a couple of years ago with where you were?
It's the way I look at it now is I think more than ever with this race team, whether it's because it's a single car team and, we work so hard with, we have a lot of great partners and stuff, but we are a small team. We don't have the biggest budget in the world. Tad and Jody Geschichter, and Brad Doherty, but, especially Tad and Jody, this is their lives when it comes to it. So I think when it comes to putting pressure on myself from what you guys think, I could care less, honestly. Most of you have written bad stuff about me. Most of you have written good stuff about me. So in the end, it really doesn't matter. But I think when it comes to the race team, I care more than I ever have because I feel like it is my team. I see on a daily basis what Tad and Jody go through to make sure not just me but all of us on this race team have what we need to go out there and be at our best. And because of that, I take everything to heart, whether we run well or run bad. I take it personal. So I think when it comes to pressure, there's still more than ever that I put on my shoulders because I want to be at my best, but it's for so many different reasons now. I just care about this team so much, and what Tad and Jody have done for me on a personal side, just the relationship that I built with them and to be part of their family. That's why I take to heart, and I want to go out there and run as good as I can. If we can make it to the next round, just what that would do for this race team energy-wise, for our sponsors, for all that comes with it. I put a lot of pressure on myself for that, but when it comes to the outside world, it has no effect on my life.
Okay, we'll take another question from Lee. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Can you talk about what it's been like since you guys have switched over to the Richard Childress racing equipment, how much that has helped you guys?
Yeah, it's especially this year with the rule, with the new ride-to-height rule and just the rules package that we had this year. I think it was a big deal just because the setup's changed so much, and without that alliance, if we were like last year, if the team was trying to do it just on their own merit and no notes from anybody else and you learn as you go, we'd be so far behind this year. So to have that RCR alliance, I think the ECR Motors, the engine shop side of it, just from Daytona to now, has gotten so much better, and they keep working hard to find more horsepower, find where we need that horsepower, and just to have that relationship with Chevy. It's been a big deal to us. I think for us the biggest deal is just trying to maximize the relationship, and that's, as a race team, has really been the biggest struggle just because we don't have the capability in a certain way with enough people to maximize all the info we're consistently getting from each weekend or throughout the week to get ready for the race. So that's something we're getting better at. I feel like the last couple of weeks, my crew chief, Brian Burns, and my engineer, Tony Palmer, they've come to the racetrack more prepared than I've ever seen them this year. So we're getting better at it, but without the relationship, we definitely wouldn't be here right now.
And given what you know about Team Penske, are you surprised at the success that Brad and Joey are having this year?
No. It's, over the last couple of years, you could see it, obviously with Brad winning the championship in 2012. I think the new car maybe threw him a little bit at the beginning of last year, and that's where the little bit of struggle was. But I think at the end of the year, even though Brad didn't make the chase, he was still one of the best guys in the chase, and Joey had a chance at it if he didn't blow up at Chicago. So coming into this year, it doesn't surprise me at all how good they are. Brad and Joey are great drivers, and they're surrounded by a great organization. So it gives us something to reach for, and we're all trying to beat. I like it.
Any final question? All right, AJ, good luck this weekend.
guys.
Thank you for your time this morning.